Hey everybody, I'm Mike, and thanks for checking out my channel. Today I wanted to do a video about a budget guitar that is really just a great option if you are looking for something in the LP Les Paul style of guitar. You know, growing up, my first guitar that I ever had, electric guitar, my dad got it for me for Christmas. We were a family that didn't have a bunch of money, and I got this guitar that was called a Conn, C-O-N-N. I know the name's funny with Conn kind of being, but they were known for more like band instruments, like trumpets and bugles and things like that, like just different brass instruments. And this guitar was a Les Paul style guitar. Had the two humbuckers, three-way switch, four volume, well, the two volume knobs, two tone, and it was actually a pretty decent guitar. It had a DiMarzio pickup in it, and they've become a little bit collectible now. I mean, they're not expensive. You can find one for about $400, and they were only made for 1 year, 2 years, because that was that whole lawsuit era kind of came around with Gibson. So, you know, the thing that was weird about that was, as I said, I came from a family with not a lot of money, but I was kind of like, sadly, because I was young, embarrassed by the guitar because my other friends had talked about these other great guitars that they had. So, went to work at a pizza shop, worked really hard for like 6 months doing, saving up every penny I could. And my dad took me to this American Music, what was Cleveland Music was the name of the place at the time. And I bought my first real guitar, I considered it. And that was a Fender American Deluxe. And I still have that guitar. It was an incredible guitar. I paid like right around $700 for it. And it was the whole thing because I was like, here I am. I got a Fender guitar. I got this whole thing. And as years went by, that just became my mentality of, got to get a Gibson, got to get an Ibanez Japan. It's got to be the ESP, not the LTD. It's got to be, it was looking. And then as time started going, I started noticing a lot of like YouTubers and stuff talking about these budget guitars you could find on Amazon or Temu, or just even the budget big brands making, Ibanez making the smaller guitars, or Jackson. They're like, man, these things are really great. Because when I grew up in the 80s, that was not the case. In the 80s, outside of, there was one guitar that really like went above the rest, and that was the Squier Japan series. Those are now super collectible. But if you got like a Squier back then, it was a really rough playing guitar. It wasn't good. It felt bad. It was hard to play. And I'm starting to realize that now it's not about that name on the headstock. I had a guitar teacher once tell me the best thing that could be for anyone is if they just blindfolded themselves, went into the guitar store, didn't look at the headstock, and just played the guitar, and whatever they felt comfortable with, that's the guitar, whether it was a $3,000 guitar or a $50 guitar. And as I started taking this journey on these more budget-friendly guitars, I found some that were a little rough that needed work, but some are just incredible value for the money. I mean, insane value for the money. And today's guitar, I got this about a week ago. I've played it every day since then. And I've got to admit, I paid $160 for this guitar, and it's a Les Paul style guitar. And I absolutely love that thing. Well, love this thing. You can't see it on camera. It's right next to me over here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the intro, and then we are going to come in with this guitar, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. All right, let's check out the intro, and then we'll be back with the guitar.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, are you ready? Jesus Christ.
That's Mike's Musical Rehab.
All right, so here's the guitar. It's the Fesley FLP-400. This is the camouflage version of it, and the 400 is just the one with the camouflage. If you get any other color, it's the FLP-350. And I'll tell you a little bit about the specs on this. I know the guitar length is 24.75, so you still can get the down tune, you know, not like with the Strat where you can get the 25.5 where it's a little more tension on the strings, but you can definitely tune this down to drop C and feel pretty comfortable with that. I'm going to look up some of the stats right here. It's got the body material is poplar, which is extremely popular now. The neck, the fretboard is teakwood, which a lot of the more budget guitars are using. It gives that dark kind of ebony feel. These are jumbo frets. It does say alloy steel, but I think they're just talking about the strings. I think these are standard just nickel frets, but I didn't read anything about that. It's got tuners are pretty good. I don't know what they are. I'm going to change these out. I have locking tuners on every guitar, and the first thing I usually do with the guitar is change the strings out, and then put my locking tuners on. But I wanted to give this a full review just as it is. You know, these are passive pickups. Even though it has that active look, they are not active. You just can't see the coils. It's got like a top over them. And basically, let me look up a little bit more. HH guitar. It's got a fixed bridge, you know, 6-string. Neck material is mahogany. And it's just, this is a volume, this is a volume, this is a tone. So you can control the different ones. There you go, that one controls your lower. This one controls your upper. So it gives you that ability if you want to do kind of let me give you a little bit of a sample. Not like I didn't do a playthrough for this, but I just wanted to show you the guitar. It's got kind of a cool life. And the harmonics on this thing, it's so easy to get. Like, these are super hot pickups. This thing is an absolute metal machine. Like, I've fallen in love with the past couple weeks just playing this guitar. It's so comfortable. It's got a really modern kind of quick neck. I mean, it is a painted neck, but it still has kind of a satin feel. It's not like a glossy paint where when you get sweaty hands that it sticks. This is a great guitar, and I learned about it from a couple different other YouTubers like the Bald Shredder. It's just a couple. There's a bunch out there that have done this guitar, and they just had such high praise for it. I'm like, I have to pick one up. Now, I will say, this is the second one I got. I got this from Temu. I know right now on Amazon, let me look this up here for you guys. On Amazon, they have this for $199 with a $30 off coupon. So you could get it for $169. I bought it from Temu because it was like $153, and I had a $30 credit off anything over $150, so I got it for like $120. And I will say the first version of this guitar that I got, they shipped it FedEx, and FedEx just kind of threw it right in the middle of my driveway. And you can't see my house, but I got like a 250-foot driveway, and it was the middle of winter, and there was ice on the box. When I opened it up, the neck was broke off here at the base, and it wouldn't even screw back into the hole, so I had to send it back. And I'm not putting that on Fesley. I think that was the delivery from FedEx, so Fesley was great. They returned it, took it back, and I got this new one sent out, and this one's great. This one was left right at my door. Yeah, I've been having a blast playing this thing. Little drop D. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to anymore look at the name on the headstock. With CNC machining and things like that, these budget guitars have gotten so much better. If you would have told me my younger self what this guitar would have been, I would have definitely been putting this in the mid-range of like a guitar nowadays that would be $500-600. This thing feels so good, plays so well, and one thing that I find funny that came with it, because I know they ship from different climates, they actually sent like one of those, it's like a sand pad thing, and a sand like sponge kind of thing. And I think it's for like if your fret ends were sharp, you could take it. And I've heard and use that and just make them not sharp anymore. But mine came and these are perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. I think they're thinking of climate issues and stuff like that, that the guitar neck may shrink a little bit and then you'll have fret sprouting, and that'll help take it off. But no, this one is perfect right out of the box. I haven't done anything to this. The action is super low, but surprisingly not buzzing. It's so much fun to play, and it's just been inspiring. And this one, I'm gonna say, from Fesley, this is a winner. I've gotten a bunch of like kit guitars, and two of the kit guitars that I did were Fesley kit guitars, and I've said in multiple like kind of videos where I've done about building my kit guitars. I did a Box Gears one, I did Leo James one, I did the Fesley ones. The Fesley were my favorite out of all of them. And you know, this in my budget guitar realm, I'm kind of going through all of them. So over there I got the Leo James Monsoon, which I did a video on, the new one, and that comes with the hard shell case, but that's a $400 guitar unless you find a deal. It just recently had it for like $80 off, so it was $320, and that's a great price on that guitar. But I did get a Leo James and SG style that I paid $150 for. That's going to be one of my next demo videos. And I have an ERT TL281 over there that I did a video on, but I feel like that guitar, the ERT guitars, really have like become the cream of the crop. They've kind of almost like, you can still find the 3 single coil like Strat and stuff for like, you can find one for like $250, but their newer models are getting up into the $500, $550 range, and they're well worth it. That ERT TL281, I bought that on a closeout years ago for like $300. It was initially $420. You can't find that guitar online through any of the shopping for like under $650 now. It is just heads and tails above everything else. So that guitar I don't really put in the category anymore because it's upper, you're in mid-range Ibanez kind of like almost where you're like almost to like the higher S style kind of Korea style ones. But yeah, West Creek, I've got 3 of those that I have, and I've done a video for all 3. The JX20 was $119 on Temu, and that was really like great bones, like roasted maple neck, El Nico 5 humbucker, but it needed a lot of work. I had to put a lot of work to get that playing well. It's something with that guitar, like everyone that's had one or reviewed it, the neck pocket isn't right and it just sinks in too much, and you had to put a shim in there and set it up, reset the bridge. But the next 2 that I did was the high voltage, which is like their metal guitar with like a dual rail humbucker kind of one, not the single coil humbucker. And that guitar was outstanding right off the bat, but that's a $200 guitar, $220. And then I did the TT50, which is their Telly style, like blood splatter one. And that was a great guitar too, but also at about the $200 price range. So I'm really getting to try all these guitars out, and I'm really finding that every one of them is kind of great in their own way. You know, there's still something said for having that expensive guitar, that Ibanez Prestige and stuff like that. I have an Ibanez Prestige, amazing guitar. This isn't like crapping on expensive guitars, because there is still something great about feel to those. This is saying that there are options now. Not everybody has the budget to go out and spend $3,000 on a guitar. But I'm telling you here, this for $160 $70 right now on Amazon, 150 on Temu. You are getting a great playing guitar. I'd have no qualms about playing out with this guitar. And I'm going to make a video about this coming up about, like, when people make this phrase, I hate this phrase when they go, but is it like roadworthy? And making a guitar roadworthy isn't like putting it on this upper echelon. You could look at any guitar. This guitar, I could put locking tuners on this. Maybe switch out the switch and put some put like some CTS 500K pots, and then the thing's roadworthy. Does it play great? Does it feel great? Yeah, it does. So you could take this out and play, and you're going to pay $2,000 for a Les Paul. You could get this and two other different guitars, a West Creek, a Leo James, that you then have backups, because playing a show, you don't just want one guitar. You like to have some different styles. I mean, if you're just a studio sit-at-home player, yeah, that's great. You can just have one guitar. There's something to be said for just bonding with one guitar, but I have so many guitars, and it's insane, but I'm finding so much fun with these guitars. Listen to this thing. There is nothing wrong with this guitar. And Fesley, I'm going to say what the other people who have reviewed this guitar said. You have hit a home run with this guitar. This thing is incredible. I really love it. It's a keeper in my collection. Like, it's just so much fun to play. And anyone, like, people go, if someone's a beginner player, is this a great guitar? Absolutely. If they want an LP style guitar, this guitar can play a variety of different sounds, but if you really want to metal it up, this thing can metal it up. So what I'm basically saying is there's so many great options out there nowadays for players, man. It's a great time to be a guitar player. You can get these fantastic guitars for such a good price, and I mean, you don't have the worries of taking this out and playing and like something happening and getting stolen or broken, because you haven't made that huge of an investment in it, but it's still going to be a perfect sounding guitar for playing out. And I don't know, these brands are killing it. So Fesley, you are getting the 100% on this guitar, thumbs up, because for the price, this has been a true pleasure. I mean, this is fantastic. They have done a great job. Now, I have a Donner guitar coming in, their Strat style, that falls in between like their 100, 152 and their 700 series, the 500 to 700 series. And this one's it's an in-between one, about a $200 range. So I'm really going to do a shootout with that Donner, this Fesley, and the two West Creeks. And then I'm going to do a shootout with the Leo James Monsoon versus the Urt, because those are two $400 plus guitars. So, you know, great option for anyone. I didn't do a playthrough on this one. I just wanted to talk about the guitar, and it makes me so happy that these guitars are out there nowadays for people to play. When you start learning and you're playing on a guitar that just sucks, it's discouraging for someone. And the action on this is amazing. No buzz. It's easy on the fingers for someone to play, and it's a home run. This is a home run at this price. I have said nice things about my other guitars that I have from West Creek and stuff and things like that. But this, at this price, is just, it's a home run. It's absolutely amazing, and I love this thing. So, Fesley, you hit this one way the hell out of the park. So, as always, music makes life better. And I want to thank you guys for all checking my channel out. I will have more like music reviews and reaction videos, and I'll be doing a couple more different guitar things. Like I said, I have the Donner guitar, I have a Leo James SG, I have the Bullfighter acoustic guitar, I got a couple different pedals that I got, so we will check this out. And I'm even thinking about ordering, because I have a whole bunch of credits from Temu. I hate to do it because I don't want to get into like the brand of being a copycat fake, but they're like Chipson version of the Buckethead, just because it's a 27-inch guitar and I want to try the baritone version and see what it's like. I've got enough credits to order it. Hopefully it makes it through, because I know those guitars have had a whole bunch of trouble getting through customs. So, all right, guys, thanks for checking out the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.